I'm saying on the word indignation. That second definition was righteous judgment.
Righteous anger.
Right. So he says the righteous anger, the indignation is of the Lord is upon all nations. The righteous anger of the Lord is upon all nations. In other words, the Most High is angry at the nations, but he's angry out of righteousness because they're doing the wrong thing. Their customs are wrong. Like you got this thing sweeping the states. I don't know if it's like that in England now, but I've been reading down here that all these states are beginning to pass gay legislation so that men can marry men and women can marry women. And like you go to open up and go check your email, and the Yahoo page open up with that. The MSN page, Hotmail page open up with that. They always got different topics for the day or for the first 6 hours of the day. And one of the topics this morning was all the legislation you can get a list of all the states that have passed gay legislation for gay people, faggots for the most part, fucking beasts, to marry each other. And you could go through the list and find out what state you could go to and get married. This is on MSN. Yeah. So when it said the righteous anger of the Lord is upon all nations, the fierce indignation of the Lord is upon all nations, he's mad as hell at these people. Go ahead, read on down. Was that all of verse 2?
No.
Okay, continue.
Verse 2. For the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies.
And listen to this. He said the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations, and their fury and his fury upon their armies. Now he's talking about nations and their armies, but he's gonna take these same two entities and describe them as another two words. Go ahead.
He hath utterly destroyed them.
Now this is Isaiah that saw this in a vision of the future, a prophecy. That's why Isaiah is a prophet. It said he hath, is speaking as though it's already done. He hath utterly destroyed them. In other words, what? These nations and their armies. Go ahead.
He hath utterly destroyed them. He hath delivered them to the slaughter.
He said, when he said delivered to the slaughter, meaning it's prophesied that they enter into a condition where everybody involved is going to get killed. That's what a slaughter is. Now, we know that slaughter today as World War III. The scripture referred to it as Armageddon. The Most High referred to it as his great feast. Go ahead. His great supper. Continue.
Verse 3. Their slain also shall be cast out, and their spirits shall come up out of their carcasses.
Talking about the bodies are literally not going to be buried. They're going to be put to death. They're going to be rotten out in all the battlefields. Go ahead.
And the mountains shall be melted with their blood.
Go ahead.
And all the host of heaven.
Now, he referred to these nations and their armies as heavens and their hosts. Because host as in H-O-S-T-S plural. Host as in H-O-S-T singular is an army. Matter of fact, let's do that. Look up the term host. Because it's going to give you a few definitions. One of them is going to be somebody that's throwing a party. You obviously ain't talking about that. Well, you go throw a party and have dead bodies and stinking people laying up all and their blood melt and everything. You know, when it says the mountains shall melt with their blood, the term mountain in the scriptures literally refers to his kingdom. In other words, all the kingdoms where these battlefields take place is going to be saturated with blood. And when you get that host, go ahead and read it. You can read a couple of definitions, or you can go right to the one where you see what it's talking about.
Yeah.
What does it say? And you come here and what does it say? Go ahead.
Host, number 1. A person who receives or entertains guests in his own house, in his own home or elsewhere.
Yeah, it's obvious when it said the host of heaven, it ain't talking about that. Go ahead.
Okay, key 1. 2. A multitude or great number of persons or things.
A multitude or great number of persons or things. Is there more?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
3. An army.
Bang! 3. Now how do we know it's talking about army in this one? Because he opened it up with saying the nations and their armies. Then he came back and referred to them as heaven and their hosts. Read that again, brother. Read this verse. The second one, everything's going to be versed by the time we finish with. The second one and the third one. Go ahead.
Second. Number 2. A multitude or great number of persons or things.
So that's what a host is. So you could easily say, and all the nations and their inhabitants. because that's what a nation consists of, is a multitude of people. But the Most High already helped us out. We don't have to assume that's what he's talking about. In the first 2-3 verses, it said the nations, peoples, and it came back and said the nations and their armies. Then it came back and said the heavens and their hosts. And for the sake of convenience and clarity, we're looking at host, and the third definition means what?
An army.
An army. Now going back and read it from that verse again. What verse was that? 3?
Verse
Or 4? Read it from the top of verse 4. Go ahead.
And all the hosts of heaven,
And all the armies of the kingdoms, go ahead, of the nations, go ahead,
shall be dissolved,
shall be dissolved. Go ahead.
and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll.
When they say the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll, I wish I should have brought my book that shows that. You know, the mushroom. When it said the heavens shall be dissolved. Matter of fact, hold on now. Now that we know it's talking about kingdoms, we're going to piece this one together. Now that we know it's talking about kingdoms and their armies, let's start putting 2 and 2 together, what we know already. What do armies partake in? Parties? No, armies is for fighting. So when it says the heavens, meaning shall depart together as a scroll, it's talking about in all these kingdoms that are involved in this battle, you're going to see these things that look like scrolls. Now, you know what a scroll looks like? A scroll literally looks like, I want to be up some type of magazine or some book or something you get. But that's all right. No, that's not good enough. In other words, all I got is a little, I'm going to use the map, if you don't mind. All right? Take me over to the map. A scroll is an ancient day book that wasn't written like a book today. Like this is a book today. You got this already. You've seen the book. Well, a scroll was a book that was written on animal skins and rolled up at both ends. And I'm only going to roll this one up. So when it says, how did it describe the scroll again, brother? Read it again.
It says,
Read it loud.
and all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll.
Now, every time, when it said the heavens, the kingdoms, they're going to be having bombs dropped on them. And whenever you see a bomb, especially of the megatonnage and the thing that they have today, is a tubular column of smoke. And at the bottom is puffed up from all the devastation on the ground, from all the wind. And at the top, it envelops into what they call a mushroom cloud. And that's what a scroll looked like back in the day. It was a tubular book that was rolled in together from both ends, that had a ball on one end and a ball on the other end, so as to be able to roll it down, to separate it by rolling it from both ends. That's what it's talking about. So when it says all the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll, it's really saying the type is describing. Excuse me. Is that cool? It's really describing. Could use that umbrella, man. Now we're going to get it. It's really describing, boom, a bomb being dropped and a column of smoke going up and curling in and curling at the bottom. That's what it's talking about. Okay? So when it says the heavens, now I'm going to prove that to you. Now, why do I say that? Because we know that that's something from the detonation of a bomb. What verse was that, brother?
4.
That was verse 4. Read verse 4 again. And while you read that, I'm going to get the one in Peter that talks about how the day of the Lord is going to be, okay? And you're going to be, I'll let you know so that you can go there after this, okay? Read that again.
Isaiah chapter 34, verse 4.
Remember, let's not lose sight of what we're talking about. We're talking about the use of the word heaven and how people continue, or how the religious institution has completely misunderstood, even lied about what the book is talking about concerning heaven, the kingdom of heaven, the various uses for the term heaven in the Bible. So we use Matthew chapter 11 and verse 11 and 12, and Luke chapter 17 verses 21 and 20 and 21, and Acts chapter 1 verses 1 through 7 to describe and show what the kingdom of heaven